Do you put papers, aluminum cans, plastic bottles, rigid plastic packaging, and other acceptable items in your blue box to be recycled? Ever wonder what happens to those items after Halton Region collects them from your homes? Today we're headed to Emterra Environmental to learn how Halton's blue box materials are recycled. Paulina, thanks for meeting with us today. Can you explain how blue box materials are recycled here at Emterra?
Yeah, absolutely, John. So transport trucks empty all the blue box materials onto the tipping floor of our MRF. That stands for Materials Recovery Facility. A loader then drops all the different types of recycling into a large machine that fluffs up the items, helping to separate them for easier downstream processing. The recyclables go up a large conveyor belt, where at the top, people sort through the materials to remove large items and contaminants that shouldn't be there. Then various types of machinery with screens and discs will separate the papers from the containers. The papers will travel along different conveyor belts, where people again are removing items that shouldn't be there. Once all the papers are sorted, we are creating 3 different types of papers, such as newspaper, boxboard, and cardboard. The containers will then travel along different conveyor belts, where humans and machine will do further sorting. A specialized piece of equipment called an eddy current uses electromagnetic forces to sort out the aluminum containers and non-ferrous containers. Then the various types of plastics are sorted using optical sorters. Optical sorters will use near-infrared technology to identify the different resin types of all the different plastic containers. The scanner reads the plastic type and then triggers a blast of air through air jets to push the different types of plastics into its different storage locations. Once all the materials have been sorted, they are baled like bales of hay, and these bales of recycling are then sold to end markets to be made into new products.
Paulina, can you explain what are some of the items recycled into here at Emterra?
That's a great question, John. We receive a lot of recyclables, so we make a lot of new products from those materials. First of all, we get a lot of different types of papers, and the papers are all recycled into new products like newspapers, cardboard boxes, and egg cartons. With aluminum cans, we can recycle them right back into an aluminum can. It only takes about 60 days to do that, from the point of recycling to being back onto retail shelves.
Wow. And what about plastic bottles?
Plastic bottles are great because so many new products can be made from them. For example, the water bottles can be made into polyester, which then can be made into clothing like our fleece jackets. It's also made into carpets and also new plastic containers as well.
What are some of the things that residents can do in their home to make recycling easier here at Emterra?
Residents do a great job, but there are some small things that we can do to make the process more efficient. For example, once plastic bottles are completely flattened, they become one-dimensional and they then get mixed in with the newspapers and other papers. So if we're trying to save some space at home in our blue boxes, instead of flattening the bottles, let's give it a little squeeze.
What about the plastic caps on water bottles? We always get asked about that.
Plastic caps are recyclable, but they cause operational problems at the facility. So for example, if the lids are kept on and the bottles are baled, the lids will fly off during that process, and that may cause equipment damage or personal injuries. So we encourage residents, when you're at home, to place the cap in the garbage.
And is there anything else you want us to know about the processing here at Emterra?
Yeah, the processing here requires a lot of equipment and energy. That's why we want to make sure only the acceptable items are put into the box so we can save energy and also make our recycling process more efficient so we can produce really high quality recyclable materials.
By recycling more, you'll have less garbage. That extends the life of Halton's landfill and improves our environment. Halton residents do a great job of recycling. In fact, each year over 45,000 metric tons of blue box materials are recycled. Great job, Halton!